Ever feel like your career or life is just stagnating? Nothing feels exciting anymore. You used to be excited to work your job, and now you're just beat down. You're not learning. First of all, if you've ever spoken to anyone else around you, you should know that this is completely normal. Secondly, if it feels like you're going backwards, you're probably on the right track. Let's talk about the magical effect of the S curve. So, what's the S curve? A picture tells 1,000 words, so here we go. This is your career. Or more specifically, this is a model for how to think of your career. It looks like an S. The x-axis is time, or effort over time. As you spend months and years into your career, you go to the right. The y-axis is results. This could be financial payoff, it could be title, could be status, could just be your general feeling of mastery over your career. For most people, compensation is the easiest way to think about this. Now, why do I say that you're on the right track if you are stagnating? Because typically speaking, each S-curve is a part of you. It's your journey, your discipline. Maybe you're a chef, and this line represents your growth, from culinary student to cook to running a kitchen. Maybe you're in finance, and this line represents your beginning as an intern all the way up to where you are today as a middle manager or maybe a VP. Or maybe you're like me, and this line represents my tech career, from a junior engineer to a senior product manager. You get the idea. In the beginning, things feel linear. Phase 1 is where you're ramping up and beginning your career. Phase 2 is where things hopefully start to take off and you start to see results, however you might define them. There comes a point where you feel like you're stagnating because you're on the third part of the curve, or phase 3. Now you're hitting the point of diminishing returns. The result is not correlating to the amount of effort you're putting in. Some folks, like the great marketing guru Seth Godin, calls this the dip. It's demotivating. It sucks. You're asking yourself, am I finished? Am I past my prime? This is where you have to decide whether to give up or power through it. And here's the big idea. Be aware of where you are on the S-curve and think about whether you even want to play on this S-curve or start a new one. Nobody can answer that question but you. But over the years, I've seen tons of friends start a new career in a new industry, go into freelance work, start a business, or decide to play another game entirely. Remember, there's no limit to how many S-curves you can have. But the key here is to be aware of what stage you're in. Maybe you're still in phase 2, and approaching your work differently or smarter is going to provide that boost. Maybe you're losing motivation, and that is leading to bad or mediocre results. Is your industry going through some big changes? And is that putting a ceiling on how much you can grow? If there's something I can offer here, it is do not panic. Markets are cyclical. Committing to a profession is still going to pay off in the long run. But just understand that stagnation is normal and that your career and the careers of others around you is definitely, absolutely not a straight line. The other perspective is that you need to motivate yourself through the down periods. If you're stagnating on the main S-curve, can you create backup S-curves and start to develop yourself in other ways? Can you find a fun hobby S-curve to keep yourself mentally stimulated? The beautiful thing about life is that there are no black and white rules. Just be mindful of where you are headed and things will improve. Good luck.